Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is episode 47 of our Pure Logic playthrough of the Artisan of Glimmith. We've solved 401 puzzles so far. We're so close to finishing up the mismatch section. We found this puzzle back here last time. Let's start with that. Let's turn our colors on. Precision of 5 and mismatch. Now we have 45 in here, so we need nine pentominoes. So let's start with this. This has to grow. That's not a region. This can't grow down, so this has to go here. The reason it can't go down is that I can't loop around. So this comes out to here at least. This comes out. That's an L. All right, good start. This can't be an L, so it's an I. Let's just look at this right here. We have 9. So no matter what, this is going to have to come out to here. This is a region. It comes down. It can't take both sides of this. So it could do this and leave a U, or it could do this and leave a P. So we'll have to wait for that disambiguation up here, because it's either a U with a Y or a U with a Y, or what was the other one? Oh, a Y with a P. Either way, there's a Y. Or I guess it could be a T and a P. T and a P is also possible. Whole point is we need more information. We need more information. All right, let's look in here. This is going to have to grow. It can't take this one. This is not part of that. So this is a different region. It has to grow. It could take this, but it couldn't take that, because this would have to snake over. So this one to get out will have to come over to here. So it has at least these. It could be a P. It could be a Z. I don't know. This one has to take that one. And so it does have to go that direction. So this is a P. So we know this isn't a P now. That's good to know. This has to come out. This has to come out. These are two different regions. Ooh. This is a problem. As soon as I do that. Oh, hold on. These are connected. Wait. This does have to take this. It has to take this. It does not have to take this. This could be a Y. This could be a Y. But it has to take this. Because if this was a different region, this would be orphaned. So let's keep our logic pure. This comes out, this comes out. This is not the same region. This comes out. This could take there, but that's still not enough. So it has to take here. It can't grow here, so it does grow here. This is an F. This is a Y. This is a Z. This comes out. This could be the S with the U. It could be a Y with a P. Y with the... Oh, we already have a Y. Y is off limits. Can't do an L. So the two options here, I can't make it a line. Can't make it an L. Can't make it a Y. So I can't take this one. So this comes down. This is S, and we have a U. So this is not a U. That was one of our options here. We have not used our T and our P, so that's going to be the case. All right. Nice start to the game. Let's look around. Are there any other puzzles that are just sneakily hiding? Aha, I see you. I see you. All right, mismatch, precision 5, and we need 12 pentominoes. I think there are exactly 12. Let's start in here. This is a region of 6. That's too many. So there has to be a second region in here, and it has to get out. So this is a U. So this is going to come up. Whichever way this goes, it's going to be, this is going to have to be the S. The other side will be the W. So S and W are off limits. If this were the S, though, this would have to be an S. Can't go that way. So this is the S. This is the W. This comes down. All right, this one cannot take that. So this is a separate region from this one. This will take 2 of these, right? This will take 2, and then this one will have to come out by 2. So this, I know this isn't right, but it's something like that. This will take 2 of these empty ones in here, and this will take 2 of them. This one cannot take that one, though, because that gets orphaned. So this one, if it can't take that one, it must take this one. And now this one either takes that, that fails. It has to take this, and this is that. Okay, this has to come out. That's just a P. This comes out. This looks like this is where the plus is going to be. We're not going to force that. L is still available to us. S is not. W is not. So if I come down, this is a problem, right? Because I can either do S's or W's at that point. So this can't come down. It does come out. So we're left with a Z or an L. I don't know which one. This could be part of this region. We don't know. This could be the plus down here. This could be the plus up here. If this were a plus, then this could be the F. Yeah. This could be the F. This could be a Z. All right. We still need, let's do what we need: a Z, a Y, an X, Z, Y, X, L. We need an L still. F. We need an F. That's 5. That would take 25 squares. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So there's one more. Which one have I not considered? V. We need a V. I mean, does V not just have to go right here? That makes this a Z. But that makes this a P. That's a problem. I guess V could go here. No? It could go here. No? Because I can't get another one out. V is actually a little bit harder than I thought. Do I need all? I need a. Let me get my list of pentominoes here. I need to just have this handy all the way, all the time. All right. All right, what I've been calling the S is actually the N. It's the N pentomino. All right, we already have the I. We're missing the F. We're missing the L. We have, this is the N. I've been calling the S. This is the N pentomino. P we have. T we have. U we have. We need a V. We have a W. We need an X. We need a Y. And we need a Z. So we need 6. That's 30. 24, 25, 26, 30. So we need all of them. There are exactly 12 pentometers. All right. So asking where the V goes is a valid question. It's not here. This is not part of the V. This looks like it could be the V until you get to here and that gets broken. If this were the V, then this is a Z, and I'm stuck with another P. I'm trying to like, does this have to be a P? And the answer is yes. This has to get out. That's forced. This has to come out. But where can that V go? That breaks that. This is the wrong shape. This would grow, and then this would be a Z. Okay, that would work. This works. That could go here, and that grows here. That is most likely how the V goes. Okay, so I found a place for the V. I mean, do I just use that? I mean, because that's pretty. I mean, I hate to. I feel very unsure of myself to say I found a place it can go, and this is the only place it can go. I've looked in a lot of places, and I found a lot of places it can't go. But have I looked in every place? That's the problem I have. I don't know if I've exhaustively searched where that V can't go. And so that makes me hesitant. Let's ask this question. Can this grow here? If it does, it can't go here. So that would be off. So it would have to... It could go down, but at minimum it has to go up. It couldn't go here. It can't be a T. It would have to be a plus. The X. So if this goes to the left, it is an X. If it doesn't go to the left, if it doesn't go here, then this has to come out. It needs one more, and it can't be a T and it can't grow up. This would have to be the X. So either this is the X or this is the X. I feel comfortable with that. I feel comfortable with that. If this were the X, then there's 3 that go this way. And there's 3 that goes with it. Let's just assume for a second that this would have to come up and out. It can't make it to here because that's a W. I think this just has to be an F. And if it goes the other way where this is the plus, then this has to come out. And it can't do that. That's a U. It have to come up. And it's a W. This is a F. And that's broken. Yeah, this has to be the plus. And this has to be the F. Then what is this? This comes up. We got 2 Fs. We do that. We get a Y. And then we get the Z, the V, and the L. This is the L. That's the V. Now, okay, I want to go back because I thought I'd shown that the V was here. With a Z, I orphaned a cell. Look at that. I wasn't, yeah, I thought I was getting that in there and I didn't. So this was no. This was the plus. This was the F. This is the Y. This is the L. That's the V. That's the Z. That's why you guys see why I don't like doing these, like pushing these things in there. I know I'm not seeing the whole space. All right, we did make the window gold. All right, we do have at least one more puzzle here that I can see. I can't zoom in. I'm trying to see if there's any hidden puzzles. Like this right here. Is there a puzzle there back there that I didn't do? Let's do this difficulty 6 here, folks. Oh, we can do some palisades with mismatch. All right, wall. This has to come down, so this comes up. This has to be a corner, so that grows this way. I don't know if this is a 1 or a 2. We're not gonna. We don't have any definitive proof of that one way or the other. We have a hallway here. Could be a hallway into 2 dead ends. Could be a hallway into a T. All right, this is a corner. This side is, so this has to be a region. This has to be a region. These two could be the same region. We don't know yet, but I can say that this is the case. Same thing here. These could be the same region, but we don't know yet. But these are not, there's no wall here. That'd be a hallway, not a corner. So we got to keep that. This could be a dead end if that's a 1. We haven't eliminated 1s yet. Well, let's talk about 1s. Let's talk about 1s. If this were a 1, we're okay. This could be a dead end. It could go up. This could go up, whatever. Well, hold on. This is not a good one because this could go down. There's not a line here. Same with this one. This is better over here. Let's say if this is a 1. If I just assume this is a 1, then we know this is not a 1. So it would have to be a 2. And that dead ends. No, it doesn't. It could be an L. If this is a 1. Oh, hold on. Oh wait, these still could be connected. These are not. I was like, this could be a 2, 1. Where I'm trying to go with this is there a 1 in this puzzle? Like, can I just say, hey, there's a 1 in here? Now, if there is a 1, it's most likely in a corner. Does this line help me at all? This just having a wall. If I make the wall here, these are all together. These are all together. That is a region. That's done. Which means this would have to go up. This has to be a corner. It would have to go left or right. This has to go this way. Don't see any super bad contradictions there. If I put the wall here, these have to connect together. This has to grow. This could still connect here. This would have to be a wall, so this is a hallway. This would be a hallway. This would be a hallway. This is, I can draw that anyways. That has to come out. This could connect. These can't connect. These can. That's a dead end. That's a dead end. That's a dead end. And that's a hallway. I mean, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing. I'm just looking. I'm just going down a little ways just to kind of see if there's some. By the way, that does those are connected. It either does that or that, but these two have to connect. Same thing here. This either does that or that, but I don't know which one. If I drew the line down here, this is. These still could connect. This could connect with one of those. I feel like the question about the one is valid. My brain still goes back to that. Is there a one cell region in this puzzle? Is there a one cell region? Okay, wait, hold on. This could go here. This could go here. And then either one of these can extend. So I do not have to have a one cell region in here at all. This could go here. This could go here, and they could go here. I don't have to have a one cell region. This could go here, or this could go here. So this is a 1 or a 2. A 1 or a 2. And 2s are also very restrictive. Because this is a 1, a 2, a corner, an S, or who knows what. But if it does this, this has to go and that keeps growing. This really is not as restricted as I thought it would be down here. Up here, this could be a 1, a 2. Wait, hold on a second. Can I do this? If I go that direction, then this has to come out. It could connect here. These connecting together would be very interesting because now I would have definitive proof that one of these is a 1 and the other is a 2. And I would really like that. I would really like that because that would just really limit, like down here, it would force this. If I could say definitively that my 1 and my 2 are accounted for up here at the top. And I don't think there's a way to definitively prove that I have to have a 1 and have to have a 2, or 1 or both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 49 shapes, 49 in here. I mean, there's a gazillion ways we can make numbers add up to 49 without using 1 and 2. Where's my contradiction? Where is my contradiction? Should I be looking at these hallways? All of these hallways are going to have a dead end in one of the directions they go. Why did that give me an error? Oh, because it didn't connect. But it can keep going. But they all die off in one direction. This one dies off in 2 directions. That seems very because that gets rid of my 3. From now on, I can't just have a straight up 3. If I do that, this forces this like that. This can still grow. This forces this like that, forces this like that. And this is a 3, so the other ones, this can't be a 3. It's going to have to grow. I don't know how. This is a separate region from both. So this is going to be a 1 or a 2. This is Is this the one right here? Oh wait, hold on, folks. I think I may just playing. Is this the one? All right, let's assume this is not 1. I think this is a contradiction. As soon as I do something like this, now this has to be a hallway. So that's a hallway. But now this has to be a hallway. So it's a hallway. Now this has to be a hallway. It is. But now what about this guy? It can't be a hallway anymore. It can't connect here and it can't connect here. And it doesn't matter which rotation, whatever I do, as soon as this takes one of these centers, what we discovered is all of these hallways have to take one of the dead ends. And if this one takes this dead end, then that one takes that dead end, this one takes that one, this one takes that one, and I can rotate it the other way around. Either way, all the dead ends get taken. You can never take this. This is the 1. That is a region. This cannot be a 1. It has to grow. That is a 2. This is huge. This cannot be a 1. Cannot be a 2. It is a corner. This is what we needed. This is what we needed. All right, now let's come back here. This is not a 1. It's not a 2. So it doesn't go here. It has to go here. This can't go that way anymore. This can't be part of this region, so this grows. This can't be a corner. It grows. This is a corner. I don't know how this comes up into here. This is not done. This could be done. All right, what about this? This cannot, if this grows here, it cannot take this one. Or can it? Can that be? No, because that's not a dead end. So this cannot grow that. It has to go this direction. It's not the same region as this. So that comes out. This must continue to grow. That's a problem. If these are not the same region, this can't grow. Oh, wait. This is a corner. This is a corner. This can grow like that. All right, let's go back to this. Let's start by, can this grow this direction? 2 is already accounted for. So this can't be a 2. It can't come down because this can't be a line and be connected and be in the same region. So this is not that. This comes down. As soon as that happens, these are 2 different regions. This has to grow. This has to grow. This has to grow. That is the region. This is a new region. It must grow. It can't stop. It could connect here. It could connect down. I don't know which one. This is not this region, so this will grow. One of these is going to have to grow. I don't know which one. This is going to have to grow. This has to grow. Again, it could grow to the side. All right, I feel great though. We got the break in. I mean, I think I even at one point put this in. Hey, this could be a 1 right here. I love. I mean, just finding the logic is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. All right, let's come back to this guy here. If this is not a line, then this is a hallway, and this would force it this direction in the and what is this problem? This would have to grow. It couldn't grow down. It'd have to grow this direction. I feel like this is going to be our problem. I guess this could come down. This has to keep growing. We have 2 L's. This has to grow. These have to be connected. No, they don't. The line could be, we haven't figured out where. This does have to grow though. It can't go down. This has to grow. Can this remain an S? It can. All right, these are separate. This is separated now. So this goes this way. So we've got this elongated F. These 2 are the same shape. This is going to have to grow. A 3 is a 3 acceptable? I mean, it feels like I could do this and this. Nope, that gets to L. We already have an L, so I have to do like that. All right. All of this was predicated on this being connected. If we went this way, why is this not the answer? Now, this creates a 3-cell region. This has to grow that way. This has to grow this way. That's the problem right here. These are the same shapes right now. So one of these must grow. And here's the problem. If this does not grow this direction, if it grows that direction, these can't grow because we can't go that direction. So this is where we see this has to come down. As soon as this has to come down, this has to come across, this has to come across, this has to grow, so that goes that direction, and then this has to come across. These are the same shape. This is there. Okay, these are all forced. Now, this has to grow. This has to take... What takes this cell? It's not this region, so this region has to grow. It can't grow into there, it grows into here. So this is the region boundary. This grows this direction. These are off limits, so that is off limits. That's a region, that's done. This, one of these has to take this one. Like this can't take all four. And if this is the one that goes in here, we create a second L. So this is the one that has to take it. So we found it, but the real logic was finding that. And that's where I like playing around with it, and that's fine, but we don't want to stop there. We want to make sure we go back and make sure we got the logic. Folks, I found one. We're a little over time, but I want to finish the region off. All right, precision 5, 30. We got to put six pentominoes in. This comes up, that's a V. All right, this has to come out. It could be a T, it could be a P, it can't be a U. This has to come out, this has to come out. All right, where are we growing? Is this part of this region? It could if it's an F. If we don't take this one, it could be a P. It's not a X. This and this are not the same region. Got to be careful here. We'll end up with a lot of P's very easily. I think we have to avoid P's. So I see this, it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Or I want to do that. So we're going to have to divide this up. And so here's how I'm thinking about this. Let me say I draw a line right here. What does this do to this cell? This cell has to come out. But now what does it do? No matter what, it has to take this, and now it can't orphan, so we end up with a P. What about this one now? This has to come out. We can't come here, so it has to come down, and we end up with a V. So right there, we can say this is not the line. What if I move the line to here? We now are forced to a P like this. This could come up, but as soon as it does, it creates a P. So this has to be a separate region. This has to come down. This has to come down. And now we're stuck with a very similar problem that this comes in, we get a T, but we get a second P. And that's all forced just from by taking this line right here. So if the line's not here, what about if it's here? Well, then we have an N with a Y with a T or an F. This comes out. This is a P now. This is a U and that's an F. So why can't the line be here? Because we get a P. And as soon as that's a P, that's a P. That line doesn't work. Why can't the line be here? Because this just flat out fails for all kinds of reasons. I can't take that, and now I'm stuck. So that line can't work. Why can't the line be here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I force a V. That can't work. So I can't draw the line here. I can't draw the line here. No, I can draw. No. I can draw the line here. And I forgot how I did it. I can't draw it here. I can't draw it here. I can draw it here if I draw it like this, not if I draw it like that. So I draw it like this, make the N, make the Y, grow this down, and oh, this has to come out. Oh, this is wrong. So I solved it, and now I can't remember how I solved it. So let's look at back here. So I found a solution, but I didn't prove that it's the solution. So let's look at this guy here. Can this ever not be a P? If this comes up, it can't take anything over. It can't go in. I can't block this line. And I end up with a Z, but then I'm left with the L tetromino. So this can't come up. As soon as this can't come up, this is a P. Now this really limits us because we can't put P's anywhere else. So what we came up with was this is going to be the U, that was going to be the F, and that was going to be the Y that way. Like this. Yeah. So once we get that, that's the P. It does force the other stuff. I'm going to leave that one as is. I think we leave that here. We will jump into, there's probably a puzzle or two hiding around here. We'll come back around and have to do a sweep. These tricky level designers and their ability to hide pedestals. But I think we continue on with this one. I have no idea what this puzzle is. If you guys want to find out what it is with me, come back next time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry for being a little bit long. Check out the Hearth and Hamlet. It's coming out soon. If you haven't seen it already, I love the game. I think you will too. See you next time, folks. Bye.